With us, John Morris Show on a Thursday. Look who's here, our man Tom Hill in studio with us. Great to have you here. Glad you found the entrance to the studio. That's always an adventure.
It is an adventure.
But thanks for coming in. It's great to see you. We shared lunch on Tuesday, part of the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame luncheon. You're on the board for the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. What a great event. I was singing your all's praises yesterday because that was just such a great event.
Well, the Southwest Conference plays such a major role in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm a foreigner from Texas. I'm from West Virginia, but it didn't take long. Obviously, I grew up hearing about the Southwest Conference, and then when I came to Baylor, I'm right in the middle of it. And to this day, one of the all-time memories that I have, and he's a personal friend now, but was meeting Walter Abercrombie. And I was a grad student, and everything was big to me because I was from small town West Virginia. But I remember the day Walter Abercrombie walked by me. He was a tutor and overseeing all of the student athlete services at this time, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And someone mentioned his name, and I said, Walter Abercrombie? You mean the Pittsburgh Steeler?
Right.
The guy? And they said, yeah, that's Walter. I said, what does he do here?
Yeah, that's great.
Well, he works here. I said, are you kidding me? Yeah. And then I find out he grew up here. And then just to find out, all the different ins and outs of Walter and who he is and what he does, Southwest Conference legend. I mean, it was big
great?
for me all of a sudden. And then I'm thrust into all of the great history and all of the great athletes just at Baylor alone. And to be honest, I really didn't know it. What I knew was Baylor had a good track and field team. Mm-hmm. Coach Hart, Maxie Parrish, both had helped me. But the Southwest Conference, to help this keep living
that's right.
in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and it's the only one. Mm-hmm. And it's just, hey, it's like candy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And did you say the other day this is the only conference that has its own Hall of Fame?
That is what I understand.
Okay.
It's the only conference Hall of Fame, and it's housed at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the Texas Sports Hall of Fame has all of the rights of all of that. And there's been a lot of fun things going on at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and how that will roll over to the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame with some of the state grants significant state grants that we're looking at to preserve and digitizing this history.
That's cool.
Yeah,
like
cool.
You said it, and Bruce Geetson was emceeing. He said it. There's so much video that's out there, and archival stuff, and that's all owned by, I guess, or in possession by the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame. So eventually all of that's going to continue to grow. And what you have already is great, but think about how it's going to continue to grow through the years.
I mean, if you haven't visited the Hall of Fame, please do. If you're from Waco, you most likely have. But there's a whole whole large wing dedicated to the Southwest Conference, and it is fun.
It's great.
It has a whole history of everything. Yeah.
Isn't it funny when we have a gathering like this? Arkansas, of course, is a part of the Southwest Conference, but so many people were talking about Texas and not University of Texas, but the state of Texas and all of Texas, and then you got Arkansas.
Then you have the fringe.
But then Barry Foster said he was from Duncanville.
That's right.
He got up there and said, "Well, I really wanted to play at a school in Texas, but I ended up at Arkansas." He even said that.
And we've hosted we've hosted a Southwest Conference induction in Arkansas.
That's right, you did, didn't you? That's right.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very good to do that. But a fun event, really good. That's part of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and there's so much there. What else is going on or coming for the Texas Sports Hall of Fame?
Well, this, quote unquote, we're working on a large grant from the Texas state with a large grant, and that pieces of it will go to the Southwest Conference, but the majority of it will go to do some upgrades,
Nice.
some archives,
Yeah.
and for the whole Texas Sports Hall of Fame, digitizing,
Yeah,
other
yeah.
things as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
really cool. Well, I can't imagine anybody that's in Waco that hasn't been there, but if you haven't,
You need
there's
to
a
go.
lot to see.
Yeah.
You would think Tom and I, if you went there, you could spend several hours walking
Oh,
around
easy,
there
easy,
easily.
easy.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, if you are a current voting member or member of the Hall of Fame, I believe we've got one more week, maybe a
That's
little
right,
bit more
yeah.
to get your vote in,
Yep.
to who will be inducted. You have a voice, and this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Very good. TSHOF.org is the website.
That is correct.
All right, tshof.org. Wanted to talk to you about also a coach who got cut his teeth in the Southwest
cheat a little
Conference. Okay, and then into the Big 12, of course, Coach Clyde Hart. You're very close to him. Coach Hart passed away, but you all have a fundraising golf tournament that's coming up the end of this month.
So this is near and dear to me for multiple reasons, and I'm very excited to be a part of it and help push this over the top. I'm going to just start shotgunning approach because there's so much to say.
Okay.
Number one, the title of this is Changing Lives Forever. That's what Coach Hart did. He changed lives. He changed my life. Small town West Virginia. I'm here in Waco. A part of all of this, he changed my life specifically off of a phone call, off of a brief meeting that I had with Maxie Parrish in Hungary.
Oh, in Hungary.
I was competing at the time, met Maxie, met Mike Chaffee, Bobby Rawls, some Texas people. Patty Murnane was a part-time coach at the time with Athletes in Action, and Bill Adams. And I was looking to further my education and coaching. And they were Baylor, Texas. And I really didn't know much about Baylor at the time. I knew more about Abilene Christian because of the great
Yeah,
Paul Valter
yeah.
and Billy Olson, which
Yeah.
was a Baylor Bear.
Yes.
For a brief
That's the
stint.
story, right?
But I made a phone call to Maxie in my drive from West Virginia to Florida, stopped in North Carolina at my brother's, asked if he could help me get an interview with Coach Hart. He said, come on down. I took a right and headed to Texas. Coach Hart met me, and he says, we'll get you taken care of, but we can't do it through specific track and field. We'll do it through the HHPR. You'll get an internship with them, and then you'll work part of your education through track and field, and the rest is history. He kept me on in compliance first and track and field,
Right.
and then I stayed with track until we moved into the Big 12. But he changed my life. I married my wife as a Baylor Bear as well, and so this is
Former Trek standout.
a fitting name, and it will honor Coach Hart for post-eligibility track and field athletes. We're naming a scholarship after Coach Hart to help cover the educational expenses for athletes who may be not able to receive an athletic scholarship after they've exhausted their so they can finish. How fitting,
Right.
for him to be able to, or us to be able to do this for Coach Hart.
So good. We talked to Paul McMullen a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Paul is with you and Maxie and one of the organizers of this. How's the response been? How many teams do you have?
So we need a couple more teams.
Okay.
We have a couple slots left. We're going to be playing at Cottonwood. It is on a Thursday. It is
August
in the morning.
27th, right?
August 27th.
Okay.
Here's been the response of the community from doing this. We will make our goal. I feel confident.
Okay.
If you pick up the phone, you call a business, and you mention Coach Hart, they're excited. Yes, how can we help? Here's a check for $500. Here's a check for $1,000.
Nice.
Yes. It's going to be somewhat of a reunion as well. Pete Rowe is going
Nice.
to come in, and we're going to do a fish fry.
Nice.
Because that's what we used to do with
That's
the team.
right.
So we will
That is
have-
so appropriate,
So we will do a fish fry. Sammy is going to do the breakfast. And anyway, we will have our goal met, I think, financially. We need teams to come out. We're going to have a small auction and raffle items, and it's incredible. Nike's been very involved.
Nice.
Obviously, the celebrities of Baylor track and field, Michael Johnson is going to be involved. Don't know yet if he will show.
Okay.
Hopefully he will make it into Waco for that event.
That's cool.
But there's a plethora of legends that will be here. Olympians, gold medalists that will be here as well. But Nike called yesterday. Again, it was an easy sell. They're going to help out. We've got Yeti coolers. We've got club seats for giveaways,
Yeah.
for prizes for the Dallas Cowboys, for some baseball.
It's huge.
Here's the one that I like. This is interesting, and to me, this is as big as a Cowboy ticket. Doug McNamee, our new AD at Baylor, has provided 2 tickets to the AD booth of a Baylor game. So that,
nice.
to me, that is a big deal.
Right.
To come in and get to say hi to Doug and all the things that they do, be a part of what goes on pregame and after the game. But that's a big deal.
That's great.
So
All right, so the website, coachhartclassic.org. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct.
.org, not .com?
That is correct.
Yeah, coachhartclassic.org is the website, and you can get all the info there. You could sign up there, and you got room for a couple more teams.
We
you
do.
said.
We have
Yeah.
room for a couple more teams. And if I can, I'd like to mention this committee with Paul McMullen, you've mentioned. Michelle Shiro, excellent. Diane G. McFeeters, Charlie Dowdett,
Wow.
Maxie Parrish. We've got a lot of things covered. Charlie's a sales. Michelle and Diane, they are absolutely keep us organized and focused.
Yeah.
Maxie knows all things Baylor, inside, outside, how to keep things rolling with the scholarship folks to keep this there.
Yeah, that's true.
It is in conjunction. This is not a Baylor event, so we're using another 501c3, which is a track-related original. That's Waco Summer Youth Ministries, which started through the track program to help basically the summer track programs originally. But that's a way we can do a 501c3 donation for those things that are acceptable there. At the end of the day, everything but any credit card fees that we have to pay will go back to Baylor / the Coach Hart naming of his scholarship, changing lives forever.
Wow.
It is a neat deal.
That is so cool. And this is the first time you've done this. I'm guessing you hope it's yearly, annual event?
It will be,
Yeah.
and I think the steam will pick up. This is
Right.
our first year. I think it'll be a hit with some of the prizes, some of the reunion aspects of it, some of the folks that will be around. But what I think is going to happen is it will attract other people that want to get more involved and help out and do things, because it is a fun deal.
Sure,
It's
absolutely.
a reunion.
For a great cause. All right, very good. August 27th is the date. CoachHartClassic.org is the website. Get more information. You can sign up there. One other thing, while we've got you, you've got an event coming up on September 12th that benefits Meals on Wheels.
That is correct. I will put a plug in for that. This is a big event. It is at the ranch of Ambassador Lyndon K. Olson.
Wow.
It's a beautiful, beautiful ranch, and they have gone out of their way to put new roads in, get all the parking manicured. Everything's manicured. Pat Green is going to be a headliner there that weekend. So it's going to be wild. The theme is wild game. So we have an executive chef that is going to be a part of it. Nate Gay was the executive chef at the Hilton for many, many years. And he is going to kind of organize things to keep us out of it. But there will be local big game hunters that will have got their game, and it'll be fresh and it'll be cooked there at the site, presented. It's going to be heavy appetizers to come in when you come in. And then when you sit down, it'll be service meals with access and, pork and seafoods and different things.
Right.
But it will be served there. And then again, similar to the Coach Hart, businesses in Waco, I just never seen a community that gives back like
That's
this.
great.
And you call them up and they say, yes, just got a call this morning, a follow-up, and they said, yes, and yes. What can we do? And yes, we
Wow.
want to be there.
Great.
And so a big deal. It helps the seniors of not just our community, but this region. There's about a 5-county radius that it helps. And if you've never been a part of it, to deliver meals to these seniors that can't get out. And if you have a mom and dad or anything like that, there's a waiting list, and you know how this gets. It gets difficult to prepare your food, to go out to the store to buy it, and you don't realize all of that until you're there. And this is a ministry in our town that serves a plethora of individuals. You're out in Otto, Texas, and Martin, Temple, you're everywhere.
Right.
So this is a ministry, a service that all areas and aspects of our community can help, and they do. And we want this to be a community-wide effort. Again, we've already, I believe, exceeded our goals through sponsorships, but we need people in the seats.
Right.
We don't, yes, it's great, but it's also going to be an event. And we want you to come out. Go to the Meals on Wheels website, and you can find all the details of this event coming up. Then thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, you bet. That's September 12th. Meals on Wheels is such an impactful ministry. So good luck with that also. Well, nice to see you. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. You're always running. You always got it running, don't you?
What do they say? Run them.
That's it.
That was one of Coach Hart's. I didn't originate that, but I do say it.
I've heard it a bunch from both you guys. So great to see you, Tom. Thanks very much.
Thank you
Tom
so
Hill
much.
with us. Keep those events upcoming in mind. Take a break. Back to wrap things up right after this.